Yo guys, what's going on? It's Sandman here, and welcome back to Sandman's top 100 games of all time list. I'm sorry about the delay. I've been really busy moving house, getting things sorted, but we're back with the list, and it's going to be from 80 to 71. So let's get to it. So number 80 is Battlefield 1943. This game is cool as hell. Basically, it was an arcade game that come out, made by the same people that made Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. EA Sports. It was like a little test game. Basically what they did was to give you, I think it was a map, and it was the same map every time. But what they offered you was, it was offered like a varied array of gameplay. It was just like capture the flag game mode, like Conquest, but it was done in a really, really good way. Like when they first come out with it, everyone was amazed, everyone loved it. I loved the graphics, I loved the gameplay, I loved the shooting mechanics of Battlefield, and it was just a quick and easy and amazing way to jump back into a shooting game that wasn't Call of Duty. And I loved it, man, really did. Superb game. It was like, I think it was like £7, worth every penny. So that game is my number 80, Battlefield 1943, amazing game on the Xbox 360. So guys, my number 79 is Call of Duty 2 on the Xbox 360. This game was cool. This game brought you back to World War II. It took you on the times where you were first entering Normandy on the beach. You had to fight your way up that dreaded mound, that sand mound. You had to try and get to the other end, try to disable the gunners on the automatic machine guns at the top using their turrets. You had to, it was realistic, it felt real. Everyone remembers it for that first level, and that's why I remember it. It was cool as hell. Even the online play was amazing. It was fun, it was enjoyable as hell, and it was Call of Duty back when it was Call of Duty. No jetpacks, no nonsense, no stupid things going on. Just a really, really cool game, and I really did appreciate it. Superb game, and one of the best shooters of all time, let's just be honest. It pioneered the way for Call of Duty. So guys, my number 78 is Streets of Rage on the Mega Drive. Streets of Rage is a game. It was very how can I say it? It was difficult, but it was amazing. You loved the characters even though you knew nothing about them. Everyone had their favourite. I used to like the guy with the blonde hair and the tank top. Can't remember his name, but that was my guy. I used to play this on the arcade constantly, but when it came out for the Mega Drive as a child, that was it. I was hooked. Me and my friends would play all day, trying to go through the whole game, trying to do it all. But yeah, it's just like it's a perfect side-scrolling beat 'em up where the mechanics are great, the controls are great, and at the time, the graphics were actually great. And it's a game that's always going to live in the memory for me because I loved it so much, and it was a big part of my childhood. That and a couple of games you're going to see on this list also really got me into gaming, and there's not much more I can say about this game. Awesome game. So guys, my number 77 is Halo 3. Halo 3 in my eyes is still the best Halo experience online. It was the most fair, the most balanced, and the most fun also. At the time when it came out, people loved it, man. It was the game on YouTube especially. It was the YouTube game where people would make troll videos like Keemstar back in the day, and people would play like competitive matches. Red versus Blue come out, which kind of set the tone for the game, and the game was just overall amazing. Such a great game. The maps, the way the game played, there was no sprint button, but that didn't matter. And the level design also, the level design was amazing. The campaign as well, superb campaign. The aspect of the game what everybody loved was the shooting mechanics. It was just simple, easy, and it was a pick up and play game at its very finest. Halo 3 is a legendary game. So we're down to number 76, and this goes to Doom, the original game on the PC. This is one of the original shooters. Wolfenstein and Doom were the two original first-person shooters on the PC. And when I was a kid, my dad had some dead-end PC with Doom on floppy disk. Now most kids won't know what a floppy disk is, but that's what I played Doom on. Awesome game. It basically took you into a world full of monsters, and you were just some badass, picking up different weapons, trying to get from A to B in the quickest time possible, killing the most enemies, causing the most damage. And it was a fun, amazing, immersive game. The game at the time, it set standards for graphics, because no game back in the day, when Doom was made anyway, didn't do nothing like this. It was a revolutionary for its time, and an awesome game. So my number 75 is actually a strange one. It's Turok on the N64. Turok was one of them games I never used to play myself, but it was a game I watched people play. My uncle Steve used to love this game. I used to go and see him and my cousins like regularly through the week, and he used to always be playing Turok. And I was obsessed with watching him. Every time I went there, I was like, "You're gonna put Turok on?" It was basically a game where it threw you in a jungle and you had to kill creatures like massive dinosaurs while trying to get through this like maze of a jungle, trying to complete weird levels. And it was just an amazing game for the time. The graphics were awesome, seeing like dinosaurs up close in first person, using different weapons like a bow and arrow, from a shotgun to a rocket launcher. The game varied well, and it was an awesome game. It was pretty simple, the premise. It wasn't nothing amazing as in like the story, but the gameplay had people hooked, and I can see why. It's an awesome game. Turok is my number 75. So my number 74 is Spyro the Dragon on the PlayStation 1. This game had me hooked as a child. This game, I love this game so much. This gave me hours of fun, hours of enjoyment. It was the game where it put you in a character. It didn't really matter what the character was. It was a dragon, of course, but it could have been anything, and you'd fall in love with it. The gameplay was awesome. The platforming was cool, and the level design was amazing, and it was just the way the atmosphere made you feel, and the atmosphere it put you in, the levels it made you do, and the enemies as well. The enemies were pretty cool, and the way you picked up gems to make yourself stronger and so on and so forth. The game is it's a classic. It's a PlayStation classic that everybody in the 90s pretty much loved, and that's why it's on the list. Classic game, classic gameplay, amazing experience. Okay, so this is a weird one. My number 73 is Dance Dance Revolution in the arcade. This game's in the list because as a child I went to the arcade a hell of a lot, as you probably know by now, and me and my cousin saw this one guy playing Dance Dance Revolution, and he was everywhere. He was jumping up and down, he was doing loads of things, and everybody was watching him, and me and my cousin looked at each other and just said, let's have a go. And we learned how to do it. We learned how to do it well. We were doing it on an expert before you know it. We were really good. We had the crowd watching us behind us. We won competitions in Wales. This game really did, like, it got me to a point where I just love Dance Dance Revolution. People may have thought it was weird at the time, but not to me. I love this game, and it's got me through some hard times. So Dance Dance Revolution had to be on the list for me. Okay, so number 72 is a bit of a strange one. It's Simpsons Virtual Springfield on the PC. This game took you into the cartoon, took you to all the different places, met all the different people. You could speak to everybody, and you'd got to do missions where you had to solve different mysteries around Springfield, and you had to help out certain people. You could go to people and they'd be like, go and gather this from this place, find out what's going on over there, and you got to talk to every interesting character that you know or love from the cartoon, and got to see the world in first person, which is pretty sweet. And it's a game that I'd actually love to play again. It's an awesome experience, especially seeing like all your favourite characters like Homer Simpson up close, doing missions for Homer and then thanking you at the end of it. It's the best Simpsons game ever made. I know Hit and Run is a very good game. It's probably going to be on the list, maybe not, I'm not too sure, but this game will stick in my mind forever. Virtual Springfield's got to be on the list. Number 71 is Fallout 4. I know it's very high on the list. Fallout is an amazing game. Fallout 4 is a very amazing game. It's a terrific game, terrifically made, but it just didn't have me immersed as much as Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is one of my favourite games of all time. You'll see it's definitely on the list, but for some reason I just couldn't I couldn't fall in love with the character. I didn't like the way he spoke, and it seemed like to me like every conversational tree just led down the same path, and I didn't like that. But the gameplay is awesome. The shoot mechanics is refined. The graphics still a little bit janky here and there, but still looks beautiful in places. And the gameplay is amazing. The story's great, and I do love the game. It's just not as good as Fallout 3, and it's a shame too, because Fallout 4 is still a very good game, still holds its own, still recommend people to try it. Okay guys, thanks for watching the video. As I said at the beginning, I'm sorry it's been a while. The moves kind of messed me up with all my schedule and with the videos and editing and stuff like that, but hopefully I can get back on track and get this sorted before my baby's here. Yeah, please stay tuned and get ready for 70 to 61. It's still a lot of lists to go. There's still so many good games in there. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments. Please like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I shall see you guys very soon.